There are 5 different things that I did that pretty much gave me endless endurance in a very short amount of time, because just after 2 months of running consistently, I decided I wanted to do a marathon, and 3 days later, I did one. So this is gonna sound a bit weird, but the first thing I did when I started running was force myself to always breathe through my nose. So this goes for during my runs and after my runs, and at first it was hell. Like, I could barely breathe. I had to alternate between breathing through my nose, breathing through my mouth, but the more I did it, the better I got at it, and now I would never go back to just breathing through my mouth. So the second and third thing go pretty much hand in hand, which is running every day and doing strength training for the legs. And strength training in what I was doing includes jump rope 10 to 15 minutes a day, directly after the runs, doing squats, doing leg extensions, doing leg curls, things like that, to strengthen the area around the knee and, keep it from breaking down, because running every day puts a lot of pressure on the knees. And a couple weeks into it, I did a 12-mile run and that destroyed my knees, but the strength training and the jump rope helped me recover pretty quickly. And the reason why I ran every day was, one, for discipline purposes, but I noticed after 2 weeks, small distances like 3 miles, 5 miles, they became a breeze. Like, I would finish them and I would still have energy to keep going. But at first, when I started doing this, 3 miles, I could barely even finish it. After the first couple days, I was able to finish it, but it was very difficult. And the third or fourth day, I had to stop halfway through the run and catch my breath because I felt like I was gonna puke. But the more you do it, the better you get at it. And you should probably start with a small distance that you find very difficult. For me, it was 3 miles, but if you're somewhere around the 1 mile range or even half-mile range, or you can't even do a mile, start small and push yourself every single day. Do that distance that is very difficult for you every single day, and eventually your body will build up resistance to it. And once the run has become not easy but like comfortable, then you can push to, if you're at 1 mile, go to 3 miles. If you're at 3 miles, go to 5 miles. That's what I did. I went to 5 miles, and I did 5 miles for I think a couple days, and then I went back to the 3 miles, and then I PR'd, and the 3 miles was a breeze. It was super easy, but that 5 miles was very, very difficult at first. So it's always, pushing yourself that extra mile, pretty much literally in this case, and your body will build up a resistance to it over time. And the fourth and the fifth thing are the obvious, sleep and proper exercise. Sleep is like our superpower. If you're on 4 hours of sleep compared to the person who gets double that at 8 hours, they're going to be able to outperform you in physical feats and mental as well. So sleep is number one. You should always be prioritizing sleep. I try to get at least 9 hours every single night. I know not everyone's going to be able to do that, but sometimes you just have to make sacrifices for your goals, and getting 8 hours every single night is, that's probably the golden standard for most people. Me personally, I still feel a little bit groggy on 8, so I try to get that extra hour. But and then diet as well. Eat something that you enjoy. Me personally, I eat the same thing every day, and it's healthy food. A little bit different on each meal, but it kind of gets me in that habit. So I know what's coming now. I don't have to think like, oh, what am I going to eat today? I have to make sure I eat all my macros and get enough calories and all that. No, I've measured it out. I know what I'm getting every single day, and I know that it's going to fuel my body for my workouts. And I'm going to add a bonus tip in there. You got to have the proper mindset, because if you go in there believing that you're not going to be able to do it, you're not in the proper shape, even though you've been training consistently, you've been training hard, small distances, especially if you get to like an 8 miler and you're like, what, that wasn't that bad. You're ready for sure. And you got to believe that you're ready, and you got to keep yourself, mentally strong throughout the run, because at least for me, the marathon was more mentally draining than it was physically draining. And towards the end, your body's going to start getting aches and pains, and you're pretty much going to have to drag yourself through that.